What's up guys, my name is Snow. I'm back with another video on short tips and tricks for the AD carry players. For those of you who don't know me, I am a master tier AD carry in the Korean server with a peak of Grandmaster 500 LP. Today we are going to be talking and seeing an example of what I will call aggressive kiting. So with that, let's get into the clip.
집중하세요. 가엔나 키리비 흔들리지 마라.
Nice, dude. So before we get into the specifics of the mechanical plays here and the aggressive kiting, I want to just highlight the current game state. Right now I'm just farming the mid wave out, clearing this out. My team's looking bot, but I don't really want to give up this cannon wave here. And there's no dragon up or anything. There's not really any worry for me to be with my team right now. There's no objective to be fighting over. And Elise ends up dropping Rift Toad, which means we're going to want to prepare to rotate to the bottom side. So how do we prepare to rotate to bottom side? Okay, I want to see where is the next wave and what is my time window looks like. Whoops, that was a little bit of a long line. So here's the next wave, means their next wave is mirrored right at inner towers, and my bot side will absolutely be pushing up with this pressure. So I basically wanted to just clear this mid wave before I rotate down in order to get priority on the mid side as well, because what does getting priority on the mid side do? Well, it forces someone to be under their tower, which means their team needs to be afraid of getting caught in the jungle area down here. So after I've cleared this mid wave out, the farther up I can do it, the better, but I have to respect them. And I will actually make a mistake real quick that I will quickly cover. But as far up as I can go to clear this, the further back they have to clear it. So that means if someone's stuck under the tower clearing this wave, basically our team's going to be able to move into the jungle and get vision control of the jungle on their bot side, as well as put vision down for us. And that will also not only set up for this bot push, but set up for this dragon coming up soon. So the mistake I'm about to make is I should use my E a lot sooner. So I should use my E down through this path when I'm further back, but when I'm not in a position where I can get, engaged on by this Tahm Kench. And then I can see anybody down in this bot side, and then I can kind of set up to move down to this bottom side of this lane and farm from down here, because I know already from my E that this area is clear and there's nobody going to flank me here. And my karma is also next to me, so I'm feeling very safe there. However, I use my E a little bit late and start walking up too quickly, so it ends up leading into Tahm Kench being at an angle where he can W onto me. However, that leads us into the clip. So here, I guess we got something out of it. However, try to avoid making this mistake because it could get you caught, which will lose Baron for your team and make the game very hard and waste this whole setup play that we were going for, which is detrimental to solo queue. With that said, let's look at the mechanics now of the play. So we're going to take a look at this clip in slow motion to just make it a little bit easier to take a look specifically at the way that we are clicking in between our movements, our movement pattern, and how we prioritize our clicks throughout kiting. So Tahm Kench is going to come in, that was going to hit us, so we're going to flash it. We don't want to take any risk, and then we're just going to engage on him because we feel safe to do so. We see our karma nearby, and now notice we're throwing in zigzags on this Tahm Kench. We're zigzagging his movement just to make sure that it's a little bit harder for him to see our movement pattern, and then we're more likely to dodge his Qs. And then as soon as Lee Sin comes in, we're going to shift gears, right? So we see Lee Sin dashing out of Tahm Kench. He's going to throw out his Q, and we're immediately going to look to juke it, right? So the mistake that a lot of people will make is they will try to dodge Lee Sin's Q by kind of clicking somewhere within like these boxes down here, right, diagonally. They're going to be clicking somewhere in these areas. Now, why can I not click here? Why do I need to go up here, even though this looks like I'm not really going aggressive anymore? I thought this was aggressive kiting. Well, if you click diagonally here, this Q hitbox will actually clip your champion's hitbox here, right? So Lee Sin, if I click up this way, Lee Sin's Q maybe hits my champion at this angle, or same with down here, right? Because my champion's hitbox will still be in these circles. And then Lee Sin will get a Q, he'll come in, he might flash kick me in, and now I'm in a bad spot. So my priority needs to be fully juking the ability. If I can dodge this ability, what does this mean for me? Well, Lee Sin has no shield, he's got no Q, so his R kind of isn't really a threat to me because he has no way to get on top of me before he kicks me into them. So if he's going to arm me, he's going to flash army away from them, which that is fine. But basically, Lee Sin's no threat once this Q is dodged. And I have slows, I'm going to be able to keep up. No matter even if I'm not Ashe and I can't keep up after this, I have to play like this. Maybe I just take what I got on the Tahm Kench, I have to dodge this Q. And now that Lee Sin has missed the Q, I throw the W for the slow, keep going in, and once again, Tahm Kench throws out the Q, and we see it coming. Now, one thing to note here, if you didn't catch it, take a look at rewind, see if you can see what happened. I actually was clicking the Lee Sin, and I started an auto attack, and right as I started the auto attack, my mouse was already ready to move here. As soon as my auto attack wind up came out, I clicked on the ground, because as soon as that Tahm Kench sees me winding up my auto attack, he thinks, oh, this Ashe's mouse is on the Lee Sin. So that's his timing to throw out the Q, and that's my timing to juke. So just because you have the attack, maybe sometimes you need to cancel it in order to juke. You're using your champion's animations to your advantage. You're using them to bait out the enemy's skill shot. You're basically feinting movements and then doing something else. And then once again, now that Tahm Kench's Q is down again, we're just ready to pretty much all in because they have nothing else. Saw Israel got a little bit scared for a second, but these two are just, I mean, look at them. Look at them try to run. They're useless. They have nothing in their arsenal anymore. We've dodged everything. We're full speed, no Tahm Kench slows, full HP still, and they just got completely melted down. So use your movements to your advantage by basically being in the enemy's head, and you're feinting your movements and then taking advantage of it. So to recap, the number one important thing in this video is that when you are aggressive kiting, sometimes the best way to be aggressive is actually to be a little bit defensive, especially as an AD carry. We need to prioritize our safety. We need to prioritize the threats. You can't just run through release and Q all the time. You need to make sure that you prioritize juking that, and kind of you can actually use your movements to your advantage to bait out that Q, and then prioritize how you're going to move ahead of time rather than trying to react. See that at least in ahead of time, and then think about what you're going to do rather than just seeing and trying to react when he Qs. Do it ahead of time. This video is a little bit longer than I'm trying to make these videos. However, I am just new to this, so I am trying my best to keep it concise. But if there's anything I could do better, please let me know in the comment section below. If you like this, please like and subscribe. I will keep continuing to make this content. So again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and see you in the next video.